What the hell's going on, people? Welcome back to probably the last video of FIFA 19, man. As you guys know, game's coming to an end, man. Right now, we are in the process of playing the last weekend league of the year. Well, I'm not because I didn't qualify, but some of you guys still are. And after that, man, the game's pretty much dead for everyone, including myself. Really no reason to play after this point, but thought today would be a good time to show you guys my in-game team, man. This is the team that I was finally able to put together through some hard work, trading, a little bit of luck, no money, and this is what we got, man. This isn't necessarily going to be the best players on the game, but this is my in-game team, the best team that I was able to obtain on a Road to Glory account. So I think let's just go ahead and start with the goalkeeper, man. For me, it was there's a lot of goalkeepers in the game this year, man, that I liked. Donnarumma, Handanovic, obviously Courtois early on. This Areola was good for the budget side, but I ended up going with an icon goalkeeper just so I didn't have to worry about links and stuff like that when I'm trying to mix around these defenders. So your boy Schmeichel made it into my in-game team, man. 93 rated card there, 6'4". Played 112 games with him, not bad. Pretty decent stats. I mainly did this card honestly because I was bored, and yeah, I just didn't want to have to worry about links, but definitely a solid goalkeeper choice there. He's in there, man. He's in there to stay. Had no problems with him at all. Let's go from here. Start with the center backs, man. The center backs, pretty simple choice for me. I'm going to go ahead and start with the best center back in the game. And no, it is not Van Dijk, by the way. It is Eder Militao, man. This is the card that you want if you are a manual defender. My boy got wheels, man. He's fast, good defending, good strength, jumping, stamina, good agility and balance. He's kind of like a fullback slash center back type of player, man. Medium high work rate. It's only 6'1" though, not huge for a center back, but for me, this is the best card in the game. He's got beautiful recovery speed, and this is just the card to play if you actually control your goalkeepers, as far as I'm concerned. So he makes it to the end game team. Then we go with everybody else's favorite center back in the game, and that is Van Dijk. This is the player of the year slash team of the season, Van Dijk. And I will admit, this card, he feels kind of light on the feet, but he's no Militao. But, yo, this guy is an auto block machine, dude. If you got this guy in the box when someone's taking a shot, AI automatically, boom, is blocking that shit. So, for me, this is the best card for AI defenders, which is like 90% of you guys. So I can see why a lot of people like this card, man. He's big, he's strong, he just destroys people, and he blocks pretty much every shot, man. 6'4", medium work rate. Got him kind of late in the game cycle though, so only 76 games played with him. I wanted the team of the season card earlier, man, but he was that boy was expensive, man. He was expensive. So we finally got him though, and having this combination of Militao Van Dijk's probably one of the best combinations you could get this year as far as center backs are concerned. Now for the fullback position, man, I actually ended up switching this right at the end of the game, and thanks to the Alexandro flashback card being re-released. So we were using Tellez for that perfect link to Militao, but this card came out, and so I decided to give him a try, man. I thought, you know, he's got a little bit more agility and balance. He's a little bit more stockier, so I thought he might make a bigger difference in game. It turns out, not really, but he's got high work rates, 5'11". My boy's got, you know, some nice defensive stats. Fairly strong, good jumping. He run all day, got the stamina. And yeah, this is a solid card. I will say for this card though, I think he's better defensively than Tellez, just slightly. But Tellez is better getting forward. So really either one could go in this squad. But yeah, we're going to end the season on using Alexandro there at the left back. Then on the right side, we got, I think this is probably one of the first team of the season red picks that I got. And that is my boy Trent Alexander-Arnold, man. This card overall is just a solid card, dude. We've got over 360 games played with this card. High medium work rate's 5'11". My guy can defend and he can get forward, man. Look at the defensive stats. He is lacking a little bit on the jumping and strength, so that is one thing you have to keep in mind. But really high agility, balance, good reactions, composure, amazing passing. He's fast, so he can get in. He can get upfield and whipping those crosses, man. Hey, he might even be able to play center mid for you, to be honest. So definitely has been a solid card for me. So he gets into my in-game team. Now, in the midfield, we have. We'll go ahead and start with the icon that I think is probably the best defender in the game. And that is Vieira, man. We got Prime Vieira. I wish it was Prime Moments Vieira, but you guys know what happened with all that stuff, so we didn't really get him as an option. But this guy is a huge man, 6'4", medium-high work rates. We got over 400 games played with him. He's definitely the best CDM in the game, even though there are some Team of the Season players that may have had better stats towards the end, or footies players. He's still the best one, man. He's got them super long legs, high strength, high aggression, 94 standing tackle and interceptions. The only thing I will say is maybe just a tick slow at this stage of the game, man, with this pace and agility and balance. Definitely in the Prime Moments one would have been a good choice to be using at the end of the game, but hey, this is still a solid card. For sure. So he gets in my in-game team easy. Actually, we'll go ahead and put him right. We'll flip him around right there. Then we got another icon coming in here, man, who does make it into my in-game team. And I'll be honest, man, this card, at least when I got him, I felt he was a little overrated. I'm gonna be honest with you, and that's Prime Hullet. This guy's 6'3", high medium work rates. We got almost 200 games played with this guy. Here's the thing for me. This guy's just like a big body in the midfield, but I wasn't really too crazy with him as far as playing him as a second defensive mid. I really preferred like a Tots Nangolan in that spot, a nice box-to-box mid over this guy. But I will say this card, if you're going to play him as a cam, as a center mid, I actually really liked him there. He's got really good passing, really good shooting. He's 6'3", so he's got the jumping, the strength, and aggression. The only thing I will say is agility and balance is a little bit low, so he can feel a little bit clunky at this stage of the game, but I definitely like him more on the offensive side of the ball for me. So he still gets it to my in-game team because of his contributions on the offensive side of the ball, but yeah, he's no Tots Neymar if we're talking about the best player in the game. Let's just say that. But still a good player otherwise, man. I can't imagine if I would have had him like 3 months ago. He probably would have been insane. But at the end of the game, still good, but not insane. So anyways, moving on from that. Let's take a look at another card that surprisingly was really good for me, and a card that I was not actually going to get, and that is this Richarlison, man. These footies Richarlison, super good card, dude, and the only reason I ended up getting him in my team is because I played against him and I noticed how goddamn strong he was. My guy here is 5'11", high work rates, 5-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves. We got over 100 games played with him, 63 goals and 50 assists. So he's had a lot of goal contributions in the team, and that's playing with Ronaldo. So he's doing his thing, man. But this is my type of striker in this game, man. Fast, tall, and strong. Basically, what he's got going on, and I think guys around. Cards in this game around like 6 foot are like, for me, are like the true meta. Like once you get taller than that, they start to get a little bit clunky. When they're shorter than that, they're really too small to be physically imposing. But around like the 6 foot, 5'11" area is where they really do work for me. So this guy was definitely a very solid striker. I would say probably the best striker in the Premier League for sure. So He definitely gets into my in-game team. I like him. I like him. I like him. Now from here, another card, man. Another footies card that we've definitely got to throw into the team, and that is this Alaba card, man. This footies Alaba. Now, this is a card that I will play as a second defensive mid over Hullet. And the reason why is this guy, he's got 4-star weak foot, 5'11". We have just under 100 games with him, man. May have to play like some rivals or something to make up for it. But this guy brings a lot of speed into the midfield, man. If you need somebody in your midfield that is super fast, that can push the ball, this is the guy, man. Look at that. Look at the pace, dude. 99 acceleration at this stage of the game. Passing, amazing. Dribbling, great. Even defensively, he's fairly solid. And then he's got good jumping and stamina. So the only thing I would say is a big negative about this card is the finishing, man. Only 80 finishing. And I had a feeling his finishing was going to be low when he was in the voting for footies. I almost didn't vote for him because I was looking at that. I'm like, man, this guy's going to be good at just like passing and dribbling, and that's it. But whatever reason, man, they ended up giving him a hella juice card. He's so good that we can deal with the lack of finishing. Sometimes I do play this card as a cam, though. I'm not going to lie, because of his passing and the speed. But I definitely like him as a center mid, sometimes as a second DM, and then occasionally as a cam. So overall, definitely a solid card, and he gets into my in-game team. So there's only two other players that I could say would make my starting 11, and well, not the only two, but out of the ones that I have. First one, man, is a no freaking brainer. It is my guy, 99 tots, Cristiano Ronaldo, baby. We ended up packing this card out of Gold 2 Weekend League rewards, dude. I didn't even play all of my games because the rewards were so shit. I'm like, I don't want another goalkeeper after playing like 30 games and all the stress and everything. So I barely played, and then bam, who's my very first choice, dude? This guy right here. Ridiculous, man. It's a shame I got him at the end of the year when nobody really cared. I think we ended up getting this guy during like the ultimate team of the season, I think it was. But man, this might be the last time we get a super OP Cristiano Ronaldo. So I'm happy I was able to get the best version of this card, basically, that you can. And he is the only card all year long for me that has more goals scored than games played. Nobody else was able to do that this year. Not a single card except this one. And look at his freaking goal contributions. 283 games played. He's got 314 goals and 147 assists. I'm pretty sure he's leading my club in goals and assists, man. Like, nobody really talks about the passing for this card. It's actually really good, dude. Look at his passing. He could easily play cam. Now, he is a little bit clunky, but he could easily play cam just based off his shooting stats alone. But I will say this about this card. In bad gameplay, this card is super annoying. He takes heavy touches like crazy. Like, if you got your back to the defender, the ball is just going to and just go like a million miles out. He's really slow to turn. He can be pretty annoying to play with, and you might get really pissed off about him. But then you look at your stats at the end of the game, and he scored 2 goals, and it's like, what just happened? So this guy's just a finisher, man. He scores everything, dude, everything. He's a freaking cheat code. He definitely carried my team to 25 wins this year. So this guy is definitely first choice into my in-game team. So if we never get a better card than this, then I'm glad I was able to finish the game off on this one. And then the last striker that we got, man, we're going to go ahead and bring in this guy right here, who I got it basically at the very end of the game just out of pure boredom, but it is Eusebio. Pure boredom and curiosity. Eusebio's got 42 games played, 21 goals, 16 assists. It's kind of hard to score a lot of goals when you got Ronaldo playing with you, to be honest. And honestly, I have not been playing Eusebio at striker a lot, man. It's mainly been Richarlison and Ronaldo. So this guy's been playing cam. He's even getting pushed out wide to the wing. and he's still scoring goals. So definitely a solid card. He's a little bit shorter than I care for as far as like meta strikers. Not necessarily my ideal card because he lacks on the height and the strength. But hey, this card, I played against this card before and he out jumped my Van Dijk. I don't know, it was bad gameplay or something. Yeah, he actually out muscled him once too, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna get this card. So he's got really good shooting, really good dribbling, man. Pacey. I will say, I think he's, a lot of people say like he's the best striker in the game and all that kind of stuff. I think he's about, this 93 card's about on par with some Team of the Season strikers out there, like Team of the Season Sun, stuff like that. I think he's about on that level. So I wouldn't say he's like super OP for me, but he's still a very solid card. So he's definitely got to get on my in-game team. And you got to love the 5-star weak foot, man. I've basically got 2 5-star weak-footed players right there, and then a 5-star skiller on the offensive side of the ball, man. So actually, we got three 5-star skillers, or 3 5-star weak-footed players, 2 4-stars right here. So like offensively, man, like I could just shoot with whatever, it doesn't matter. So yeah, man, this is my in-game starting lineup right here. Obviously, we're missing cards like Team of the Season Neymar, Team of the Season Mbappe. I would say those are really the only 2 cards that I did not get a chance to have on my team. I've used the Team of the Season loan Neymar. I actually used the Team of the Season and the Team of the Year loan Neymars, and those 2 cards are the best cards in the game. Period. There's no competition. Those are the best cards. Unfortunately, they were just too expensive, and obviously we couldn't pack one. Otherwise, he would definitely be in the team, no doubt about it. So, unfortunately, he's not there. Team of the Season or Team of the Year Mbappe's not there. It's kind of the same situation. Couldn't afford him, never packed him. But really, aside from that, I think these are the players that I would have in my finishing thing. Now, let's talk about some players that I would bring in off the bench, because you guys have seen my starting lineup there. Those are the best players, minus the 2 that we mentioned in the game. Let's see what other players I would bring in here. For me, let's just go ahead and ignore these. Let's go ahead and ignore these loan cards that we just got recently. For me, I'm going to have to bring in Mo Salah, man. A lot of people got this card in red picks. It took me a while to get him. So we only played 39 games with him, but he's got 18 goals, 18 assists. Despite having a 3-star weak foot, man, this card is actually really good, dude. This card is a solid card, very solid card. Super fast, amazing finishing, good dribbling, good stamina and jumping. This is a solid card, man. He's actually even a really good passer. So this card could play a cam. He could play on the wing. He could play striker, which is where I would recommend playing him. But very, very solid card, and I think a little bit underrated because he's got a 3-star weak foot. But yeah, big fan of that card. What else do we got up in here? I think I'm going to have to go with my second choice being Sterling. Now, this card is extremely good, man. I like this Raheem Sterling card. We actually ended up getting this card, I think, in guaranteed Ultimate Team of the Season or something like that. I don't remember. But 168 games played, 69 goals, 63 assists. This is definitely a big-time clutch player. He only got 3-star weak foot, man, but his dribbling is probably the best in the game. You know, minus Neymar, but as far as like quick turns and stuff like that, I don't know if a card that really does it better than this card right here. This card's fast. He's got amazing finishing. Him being so small means he could just turn like that, which is the best thing about this card, man. And if you've ever taken like a fake shot on the run, dude, he just like goes through the defender and keeps going. So definitely a solid card. I would say I put this card just slightly below Mo Salah. but he's still up there as a pretty solid card. I'm gonna have to go with Lala, man. Lala is another defender that we got from a red pick. He spent a lot of time on my bench though, just because of the players that I had in my squad. But this is definitely a solid card as well. Really good defensively, good physically, good passer as well, even though the vision's a little bit low, fast, 5'10". Definitely a solid card as well, so I would have no problems bringing him in if I needed that French connection. This Mateus card, man, I thought that I would love this card. But so he's on my team. We've only played 10 games with him. I thought I would love this card, man, but he's like the same size as Eusebio, but with a lot skinnier body type. So he looks super small. So even though he's got like insane in-game stats, his body type kind of ruins it for me. So for that reason, I would probably take Team of the Season Nangolan over this card. But this is still a solid card as well. Just wish he was a little bit bigger. So we'll just go ahead and throw him down there as an honorable mention. And let me see. Allen was another pretty solid card. Obviously, he's not really up there with the Vieiras just because of his size, only being 5'9". But if you want a card that has offensive stats, while still being really solid defensively, I think this is definitely a solid go-to card. I was even a fan of this of the gold card for Allen. So pretty solid card there, man. We'll definitely have to throw him in as an honorable mention. Let me see. Who else did we really have on the team that we rocked out with for a long time, man? This is another card I would say similar to Alaba in a way. He's got the high medium work rates, 4-star, 4-star, 5'9". This card's really good, except this card is actually better offensively than Alaba. If you look at the finishing, attacking position, he's got really good passing. Personally, for me, I know a lot of people were playing this card as a second DM. I like this card as a cam or a center mid. I think he's really effective there just based on his passing, his shooting, dribbling, stuff like that. And he's a card that can win the ball upfield. So that's the nice thing about having a card like this that's good offensively, but also has good defensive stats. Just a little weak on the physical, and obviously he's not super tall, but definitely a very solid card. And I actually got this card when he was originally released, so I didn't have to do the re-release. He's been with the team for a minute, man. Just he's been getting switched out because I've been changing up the team and stuff like that. So we don't have this card now, man, but we did have the red pick. I actually turned in the red card to do Alexandro. But yeah, we must have had probably like, if we've got 300 games with Trent, we probably had at least 300 with Tellez too. So he definitely, if I had him still, would be in my in-game team. And yeah, man, I think that's pretty much it as far as the guys that would be in my in-game team, cards that I currently own that I would consider part of my in-game team, minus Tellez. Now, if we're talking just cards in general that I would still like to have, or that I would like to have on the team that aren't there, obviously, we're going to go with the Team of the Year Mbappe. And then we'll go with the, we'll say the team of the season, Neymar, man. I did get to use the loan card of this Neymar before. Definitely the best card in the game by far. 5-star, 5-star. Insane dribbling, insane finishing, fast. He has some type of animations where he just avoids tackles in the game, which make him just ridiculous. The problem I had with Neymar all year long is I really never knew where to play him at, but because his base card like doesn't have that good of a passing, and then he's not that strong. So do you play him as a striker? You know, if you play him on the wing, he may be kind of wasted. Personally, I would play this card as a striker, but yeah. So let me know what you guys think about my in-game starting lineup here. I would say it's pretty solid, man, even for August, and I think we did pretty well, man, for an RTG. So next year, though, we got to do even better. We're going to be doing some trading. I'm still trying to get on PS4 so we can get a lot of people to make coins off of. And next year should be even better, man. So like this video if you guys like this type of content. Subscribe if you haven't already. And see you guys in the next video. It's probably going to be some FIFA 20 content, if I'm being honest. I'll see you then. See ya!